Hi, I think to answer this question, what is an ecosystem and where can I find them? I think I'm going to have to ask some people. Unfortunately, we're in a pandemic, so I can only ask some of my family members. Let's see what they know. Liam, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
What is an ecosystem?
An ecosystem is like a group of animals. A group of animals that live in a certain place.
Anything else?
The different
Genji, what is an ecosystem? Oh, you're useless. This is Julie, my wife. I'm going to ask her, what is an ecosystem?
Oh man, an ecosystem is an area and all the things that live.
What's an ecosystem? Wrong. Aaron, what is an ecosystem?
I don't remember. They taught me this and I forgot.
Hey Charlie, can I come in? Sure. Got a question for you. What is an ecosystem?
An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment interacting as a system.
All right, now that we know what an ecosystem is, I think we're ready to go and find our eco spot. Remember, that's a location in which we can say definitively this is an ecosystem based on what we just talked about. And also in the future, we can collect some data. So time to take it outside. Gotta have my trusty hat. Alright, so once you've found your eco spot and you get there, what are you going to do to support your claim that this is indeed an ecosystem? Well, number one, we need to see evidence that we have a living community. And a living community is groups of living things, many different living things. And if I look at these plants, I can say this plant is different than this plant, different than this plant. I know there's some different species here, they're living together, and this would be a living community. I also see some insects as well. So I have a living community. Now I need to think about what are some of the non-living or abiotic components that are affecting this place. Well, I can see the wind is blowing here, moving these plants. I know that 2 weeks ago it was raining like crazy. Lots of water was absorbed into those plants. I know there's sunlight coming down and providing energy to these plants. All abiotic factor, non-living things that are influencing this ecosystem. Now our third thing is we're looking for interaction. How are these things interacting? Well, I know these plants here, for example, are competing. They're competing with each other for space, for roots. I also see evidence of insects. They're interacting with some of the flowers in the back. So I see interactions between living things. I know the non-living things are interacting too. The air is bringing carbon dioxide to these plants. I know that the sunlight is being absorbed in photosynthesis. That would also be evidence of interactions. So don't forget, in your presentation, to support your claim, you need 3 pieces of evidence. You're looking for number 1, do you have living things, community of living things? So look for differences. I have some different looking things. You want to say that. You don't have to need to know what they are, but maybe say different plants, different insects. The second thing you need to talk about is abiotic factors. So what are some non-living things that would be influencing this ecosystem? The third thing is, how is it interacting? So those are the things you need to do, and I'm excited to hear what you got. Good luck. This is a small pond ecosystem outside my backyard. Here you see a green frog. It's on some lily pads. There's other aquatic plants, both emerging from this ecosystem, floating in this ecosystem, affected by the amount of rain, the amount of dissolved oxygen in the water, these abiotic factors and biotic factors all interacting. This is a small prairie ecosystem outside of my house. You can see there are flowering plants with insects, soldier beetles, wasps pollinating the goldenrod and the white flower there, interacting with the environment, the air, the amount of moisture in the air, the soil. That's all going to influence this ecosystem. Remember, the human body is full of microbes, full of bacteria, funguses. Here we have my foot and the sock that my foot was in. Certainly, if I were able to isolate the bacteria and the funguses, I would find lots of diversity of species in this ecosystem. All right, now it's your turn. Get outside, go find yourself a spot. And I want to see a video that says this is an ecosystem, that's your claim, uses that evidence we just talked about, and you use reasoning to explain your evidence. So good luck, enjoy your day, have fun.